I have canceled my Tesla Model 3 reservation, but not for the reasons why you probably think I did it. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of regretting doing it in the first place. Well, let me explain in just a few seconds.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric!
Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. Okay, so I was one of the first reservation, first day reservation holders. I ended up finding out about the location in Fremont where the line was very short, so I ended up getting my reservation in, two of them, ahead of some people who even stayed overnight in some more popular locations like Sunnyvale location or Palo Alto location. So originally I got 10 reservations. That's right, I put $10,000 down and I made 10 reservations because they told me they would allow it. But then later, I think it was like a month. They held on for my money for like $8,000 a month. They're like, no, we're gonna give you a refund. You weren't supposed to do it. Even though we told you it was okay. No. Okay, I was like, all right, I was like, okay, well, fine, whatever. So I was still excited about my two reservations because I knew that if I wanted to get this car, especially if there's 500,000 people on the list. I think at that time in the beginning it was like 100 or 200,000, but still, we knew there was a value in this reservation. And even though I wasn't really sure if I wanted to get this car, and I still am, I haven't gotten it because mainly the lease deal. If the lease deal was perfect, like if right now the deal that they have right now at $4,500 down and $299 a month, I would have probably gotten it, especially now that my Model S reservation is just lease is just about to expire, and I'm still have not picked my next car. This wouldn't be a bad idea actually, and I could have kept it as a commuter car for the future. But I think their payments are still way too high for their lease, so that's what's kind of keeping me away from it. But what I've really discovered as I was really kind of trying it out and see how easy it was going to be to order one, and I didn't want one with an autopilot. So I had to call them up and say, well, guys, if we want to get going on this, I just kind of wanted to see what the pricing would be and how we can get started. And the number one step for them, they said, because I would be buying a car that I guess is off the menu, was for me to get my reservation $1,000 back because they weren't going to use it. That's right. Me buying a Model 3 right now, the off-the-menu item, meant that they weren't going to use my $1,000 reservation that I put for the Tesla Model 3. Sounded crazy, but I was like, okay. And then I realized that what does it really get me? It's people who did not have reservations at all got their Model 3s last year. And so I don't quite now understand what I was putting the money down for. And remember how the thing was like, oh, listen, if you want this car, you put the money down because it is not going to be transferable. Well, guess what? The reason I'm talking about only one reservation right now, I've actually turned my first reservation into a Model 3 earlier this last year, but I don't have it. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Before that, of course. Let me quickly remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Buyten. Check out the all-electric M-Byte coming to the US and Europe next year, starting at only $45,000. That's before the incentives. Go ahead and reserve yours. It takes about 60 seconds, really, and zero money down. I think that's a pretty good deal. Join me and other 50,000 people on that reservation list at Buyten.com, or there's a link in the description of this video. Okay, so yeah, that's right. I only have one reservation left because I converted another one. I basically gave it to a friend of mine. And I didn't make any money on it because it was a friend of mine who wanted the Model 3 and he wasn't on the reservation list. It was just the easiest way to do it. And Tesla allowed me to do it, which I wish they didn't. I mean, yes, of course, I'm glad my friend got a Model 3, which I wasn't really going to use the second reservation. But essentially, that means that people could be selling those reservations. And that wasn't officially allowed. But I think because there was such a crunch to sell these, they were kind of looking the other way. So the whole point of the reservation kind of went away little by little by little. It became, it's obviously not a queue or a line anymore. You could transfer those reservations to other people, and obviously you could sell them. And little by little, and even now that I told them that I might go, forward with it. They're like, yeah, you should get your money back from us. Yeah. So that's why. And by the way, I've heard some horror stories about reservations taking a while to be canceled in terms of getting your money back. So I went in there. Basically, just you can submit request online. You can call them, but I did it online. And then it basically kind of it was pretty simple. Let me go back. So this is the screen you got, and boom. And to be honest with you, I got my credit card. I have an app. It contacted me within 2 days of that and saying, hey, you got $1,000 credit. So that was pretty simple. That went very smoothly for me, and I appreciate that. Tesla, but I'm kind of now regretting having one because like why did I give him my money? First of all, $10,000, so well, $8,000 originally for the first couple of months, then $2,000 for the next year and a half, and for the last almost year now, $1,000 when it doesn't help me at all. By the way, let me know if you guys used your reservation to get your car before everybody else. Now, even with that, when I got my very first Tesla Model S, I think I was like 10,000 or 20,000 person on a reservation list, and yet I ended up in the first 3,000 people getting it because I opted out. I agreed to up my reservation to the 85 kilowatt hour version, which they were making first, and therefore I got it ahead of many other people who reserved it like 2 years before me. So now I should mention that other companies are doing it very similar the same way. I'm also a reservation holder from the Etron, and even though my car, again, I'm not really sure if I'm getting it, but my car is technically starting production. And they called me from a dealership and they say, well, you're not going to get your car for another month or so, but we have a model here that's fully loaded, but you can get it right now if you want. And come to find out, all Audi dealerships have one car, one e-tron that anybody can get. You don't have to be on a reservation list. I've been on a reservation list. Well, again, first day reservation holder since September, since their launch. And it's like, okay, well, it looks like anybody who wants to pay a little bit more money can get it ahead of me. So I'm not really sure if I'll ever be kind of that tempted to do so, unless it's a free one, right? With Buyten, this is why I encourage you guys, not just because they're sponsors of the channel, but because I myself already did it way before they sponsored my channel, because I thought it was like, wait, it's a great car for a great price. There will be a long waiting list, and why would I not put my $0 to reserve mine and just spend 60 seconds on it? But as far as putting money down in the future, guys, I'm not really sure. I mean, this definitely kind of experience has been kind of disappointing. Let me know if you still have $1,000 or $2,000 in Tesla's account, and if this is something that you thought that the process was fair or something that you were kind of willing to put up with. I know different people have different opinions and experiences. I'm not that upset about it. I just decided, like, let me get it back because there's just really no more reason for it to be there. But I'm not really like upset or whatever. By the way, don't forget to get on our VIP list. Otherwise, I will be upset, maybe. But because it's so easy, it's just as easy as making a reservation for a Buyten, because you just give me your email address and I send you exclusive stories every week. And now we're actually going to start featuring some of the electric product deals, and those deals and those discount codes are going to be specifically for those people who are on this list. I'm working with one on Evanex right now, so make sure to get on that list. Go to e4electric.com/VIP. There's a link in the description of this video for that as well. All right, looking forward to your comments. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.